Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the author, Andrew Snorton, and you're joining me for the Fast 15. As we usually do each Wednesday, we take about a 15-minute time period to kind of pause, check up, check in, enjoy a short reading, and then close out with a couple of announcements, updates, things along those lines. So I'm grateful to everybody taking time to lend support. Make sure to add me on Facebook on the page Author Andrew Snorton. Make sure to add me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Author A Snorton. And you may email me at authorsnorton@gmail.com for any inquiries on, speaking engagements, book signings, autograph copies of any of the books, things along those lines. And when you add me on Instagram, when you click on the link in the bio, it'll take you directly to the website, so that way you can go through it, find out more background on just about everything, basically, including the coffee brand. So I just wanted to take time to say thank you to everybody joining us. Hopefully you're having a good holiday season. We know for some, as this is where we transition, we know for some people, the holidays can be a challenging time. We know not just the hustle and bustle of getting gifts and all that, but sometimes there's some dynamics with family, with job, things along those lines that can really be really be a problem. And we also know that sometimes the holidays can be that spike. So if you're going through something right now, we're just taking time to send a word of encouragement out, letting you know that there are people who care. There are people who have a general care and concern for wanting you to be in a better space and place. So if that requires you getting professional help or just pivoting out of the situation, environment, people that you're around, do the constructive things you need to do to put yourself in a better space and place. And by the same token, there's a number of good things happening for a number of people. Congratulations to all who are enjoying a level of success, achievement, peace and calm, peace of mind, things along those lines. We want you to continue to build off of those positives. But as a reminder, let's not forget about those people who might be going through something. So those are the things we always try to do, to acknowledge that there are, some positive things going on. There's some things that are going on that aren't so great. And we want to make sure that we speak and acknowledge both, but always try to pause and pivot. So as you guys are aware, the first Wednesday of each month, I always pick a selection from my library. It's a book or read by another author that's been very helpful, very influential. And as a number of you know, one of my favorites is the book As A Man Thinketh. And it's one of the more positive and powerful books that I've been able to read by another author, as the price point on here really isn't that bad. So, well, you might not be able to see the price point. But anyway, the point is, it's been a very influential book. Just understanding what goes on here is going to eventually come out here and eventually come out in your actions. So you want to make sure that, quote, things are in alignment as best as possible. So there's something that I want to read that speaks to a couple of items that I think are definitely universal, and it's from the chapter Visions and Ideals. And I want to read this short portion and give you just a little bit of an interpretation or breakdown as it comes to me, but you might see it in a different way. So here it goes. The thoughtless, the ignorant, and the indolent, seeing only the apparent effects of things and not the things themselves, talk of luck, of fortune, and chance. Seeing a man grow rich, they say how lucky he is. Observing another becoming intellectual, they exclaim how highly favored he is. And noting the saintly character and wide influence of another, they remark how chance aids him at every turn. They do not see the trials and failures and struggles which these men have voluntarily encountered in order to gain their experience, have no knowledge of the sacrifices they have made, of the undaunted efforts they have put forth, of the faith they have exercised, that they might overcome the apparently insurmountable and realize the vision of their heart. Wow, that's a whole lot to unpackage. But in other words, what I get from that is probably reflective of what a number of people are thinking. People see you where you are, but they don't know what you've been led through in order to get there. They don't know, as we said before, the trials, failures, and struggles. Does that sound familiar to some people? Because everything we do isn't always a straight line, it can go all over the place. And they don't know the sacrifices that are made. There's some things that, quote, you might have to put on pause or give up in order to gain something. And that's tough. It's tough. Real talk, it's tough. But the potential rewards can be great. The potential personal growth, professional growth, community growth. So it doesn't mean you cut off everything, but you might have to put some things on hold, and there might be some things that, quote, you have to do different. Some people have said you move differently. Well, guess what? Sometimes when you're trying to get from point A to point B, and those are growth opportunities, you may have to move a little bit differently, and everyone might not get it, and everyone might not see it. And I'll go ahead and say this and realize the vision of their heart. A lot of times we hear about find your passion, identify what you're good at, and walk in your purpose. Well, guess what? Sometimes that's what's coming out. The vision that you have here and here is going to come out in some way, shape, or form. And it's okay to be persistent in its pursuit, as long as it's bringing you positive growth, as long as it's bringing positive growth to those around you. So that's our selection from the day, from the chapter Vision and Ideals, from a favorite book that I like to go to, As a Man Thinketh. Make sure to check it out. So here's a couple of things to check out before we wind down with our talk. December the 10th, 6 p.m. at the Gwinnett Environmental and Heritage Center. Make sure to check out the Dovely Awards. This is hosted by Majority Greek Magazine. This is a magazine which focuses on the contributions of our Divine Nine organizations, which are basically our Black fraternities and sororities. Make sure to visit majoritygreek.com to check it out. Get a ticket, come out, dress up in something nice like your After 7 attire. I'm excited to be one of the nominees for the event. So shouts to the amazing team at Majority Greek. December 17th, make sure to check out the Loganville Conyers chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. They're doing their holiday day party, the Black Ice Affair, from 2 to 6 p.m. at Pseudo Bar and Grill. So make sure to check them out on your social media platforms. It's a great event. Portion of the proceeds go to support the ABC2 project, which is where the chapter makes visits to the area children's hospitals during the holidays. It's a nice event, and it's going for a good cause, so make sure to check them out on their social media platforms for the Sigma Eta Lambda chapter based in Loganville Conyers. And shouts to the Alphas of Atlanta. They are doing a tailgate for the Celebration Bowl. That will kick off at 10 a.m. on Saturday the 17th, so make sure to check out the Alphas of Atlanta. Get a ticket. For those of you that are going to the game, get there at 10, get something in your system, go ahead and go to the game, and then head out to the other stuff. So those are a couple of things. I want to give shouts to Fonte's Coffee. Make sure to visit my social media as well as the social media for Fonte's Coffee. As we have the collaboration with the author Andrew Snorton blend. It's a medium roast coffee, so it's just enough of an edge, but not going over the top. Right now, you can order it online, and we'll eventually roll it out to other spaces and places. So make sure to check out Fonte's Coffee on the web and go ahead and click on the collections series, and you can go ahead and not only get the bag, but you can also order copies of all of my books, autographed copies. Just again, general thank yous to everybody lending support for support of all the books, the audio books, the coffee, the live chat. We will be eventually, you keep hearing it, but we will be eventually getting back on the Status Network, the live TV channel. They've been patient during my hiatus, so we'll get that squared away and up and running. So thank you to the entire Status Network live TV channel team. And like I said, thank you to everybody out there for taking time to kind of pause, check up, check in. Hopefully you're enjoying an encouraging note and then proceeding in as positive a manner as possible. So again, make sure to stay connected with me on Facebook at the page Author Andrew Snorton, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Author A Snorton. You may email me at authorsnorton@gmail.com. And for any requests, autographs, speaking engagements, email me at authorsnorton@gmail.com. And as we get ready to wind down, you already know the deal. Whether small or big, a victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift, movement is movement. So keep it victorious, keep it moving. Be safe out here today and the weekend. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys real soon.